All the arguments are the same for the belief in the supernatural. The advantage goes to the person that is gullible enough to believe in something without evidence. You want proof there is a God? Show me there is proof in the first place. The burden of proof is always on the person that makes the claim. Apologists say, he is real, I have faith. This is asserting a claim when you have no evidence to call it for certain. Religious people refuse to admit that proof of a good argument is that potentially falsifiable evidence is presented. I can say, I believe there are unicorns in the garden. You can't disprove it, so it must be true. If that is the strongest argument that you have, I submit it is a very weak one, and you might as well give up right here, right now. Non believers make up a bigger portion of America than Jewish, Muslim, and Hindu combined. It's time for us to have a voice in this country and not be persecuted for our disbelief in the supernatural. Anti theists, agnostics, and atheists all differ slightly, but we are all rational, humanist, and logical people. We make up a staggeringly low portion of the government's officials. We're the only group that can be publicly demonized without massive outcry. We are typically depicted as negative people, and we are attacked when we are attempting to defend our own rights. Now, listen, we live in an age of science and technology. There's more information available right now than there's ever been. America is more ignorant right now than has ever been because of all of the information that is available, and no one will go look into it. Here, it is actually blasphemy if I do not agree with a Bronze Age myth as a guideline. Are you kidding me? The formulation of religion comes from our infancy as a primate species. When natural causes are not available to comprehend and experience, the brain has to assume imaginary causes. These often are supernatural. Shared by a group through delusion and language, it gives credibility to this religion. And with advances in scientific knowledge, and usually after social resistance, the truth comes and replaces these unsubstantiated supernatural explanations. This is just how it works, I'm sorry. Now, belief in something it's not something that you are in the state of a belief at all times. There's no registering part in the brain that lights up when someone has a belief. It's a state of mind that religious people may or may not be in at one time or another. The word belief is used in things that are usually debatable, okay? This part of the definition of knowing usually means that that is the case. Belief is not that way at all. All right, all religions are a fraud and should not have tax exemptions. This is part of the psychology that is weak in humans. I do not want a celestial dictator, and I most certainly hope that you don't. But it seems that some of us have celestial daddy issues. If you are willing to allow tyranny in your mind right now, you will allow tyranny on earth. Freedom from religion is the most essential emancipation that our people must undergo. We must free ourselves from this. The chains of delusion will not allow us to advance. Only freedom from superstition and supernatural beliefs will bring free thinking and skepticism back to our lives. Now is the time for us to be vocal. There are a couple of different reasons that you might want to believe or come to the defense of a God. Either you argue that a specific religion is true, or you argue that religion is useful in general, or that you argue against atheism. Now, most fundamentalists, usually people like Sonny, never come up with any evidence for their miracles or their magical beliefs. Everything that has ever been tested that has been supernatural has failed. No such things exist. No ghosts, no little green men, no boogeyman, and no unicorns like the Bible suggests there are real in Job 39:9. But what the hell ever. We are just sitting here listening to a fictional story from a liar. Religious people are inherently the most violent. At least they're the least ethical. They have the lowest IQs. They are most likely to be racist. They are fatter. They cheat more. What's the point of this? There is no linkage between faith and morality whatsoever. The Bible is filled with gross immorality, especially for the God ordering ethnic cleansing, commanding Israel to kill all the Canaanites, man, woman, child, and infant. How can you even explain that? It also contains a warrant for trafficking in humans, for slavery, for bride price, for sexism. God says the word of the Lord lasts forever. So it's what the God says in the Bible. But, are we going to continue to belittle women and be sexist and racist? So here we have this God that is eternal and everlasting. His word lasts forever. And it's just horrific that how evil this thing is. All it does is continually promotes human sacrifice. I mean, who would seriously sacrifice their own child? Genocide, torture, murder, rape. It's sadomasochistic. It really hates women for some reason. It allows children to be hurt all the time. I mean, seriously, it throws a temper tantrum like a child. Who would want to worship something like this? Why do Christians have to justify and rationalize and make excuses for the Bible all the time? We find the 18,000 separations of Christianity trying to defend different ideas on a monotheistic God who obviously no one can agree on. Why is it that all these people's gods differ from their own gods? Whose God's real? Wouldn't there be a true God if there was one true religion? The reason for so many religions is that there are so many types of people that make up all these different religions. If you were living in India, you would be Hindu. Living in America, more likely you'd be Christian. But we are not bound to any of this because it was put together by crude, uncultured human mammals. And for a period of time, no one knew about the micro world. When people thought demons were causing sickness and seizures. Dude, Jim, shut the hell up. I'm going through all my shit. I have one more paragraph that I prepared. Be quiet. I have a couple of questions. I have a couple of questions for you. I have a couple of questions. Why doesn't God cure the sick or fix amputees? Why does evil even exist? If God is willing to prevent evil but not able, then why is it omnipotent? If he is able and not willing, then why is he evil? If he is both willing and able, then why is there still evil? If he is neither able nor willing, then why call him God?